don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall.
What's going on, guys? It's Steve. So a lot of you guys called me out yesterday saying, my videos are getting repetitive and they're not as good as they used to be, and I took some time out and I actually thought about it, and I figured you guys are right. You guys are the ones that watch my videos every day, so I listen to you guys more than you even think I do. To be honest, most of my ideas come from you guys, so I really thank everyone that pointed that out to me, and I promise there's going to be changes to the channel starting right now. So we're not going to talk about anything that we've been talking about for the last few weeks. I apologize for that. I'm still new to trying to I've never had, I know it doesn't even seem like a lot because I only I'd say I have like 2,200 subs, but it's on the daily around only like 1,200 watch. So, for me, that's still a lot because I've never had so many people watching my videos on a daily basis, even on my other channel before. So I'm still new to, trying to keep up good videos and things like that and not get lazy. So I apologize for that. It's not going to happen again. So today I want to talk about my 10 most talented players in NBA history. This is in no order. Now I wanted to do 20 because I know a lot of people are going to get upset with me excluding some players off of this list, but just keep in mind, I do consider all of these other players to be extremely talented, but these are just, in my opinion, the most talented, meaning the most naturally gifted in terms of height, weight, skill and things like that, just freakish athleticism and things like that, to that nature. So you just keep in mind this is in no particular order. So we're going to start off with Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain, I don't even think enough words can be said about this guy. The dude literally has so many records in NBA history. He was the most dominant before Shaq, he was the most dominant big man to ever play. And that says a lot because he played against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's, in my opinion, a top 5 player in NBA history. So that says a lot, and he just dominated. There were seasons where I believe he averaged 50 points per game and 25 rebounds per game. He's the first player to have 100 points in a single game, which is absolutely ridiculous. The closest players to come to that was Kobe Bryant with 81. So you can tell that's a 19-point gap, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's huge. So that's a huge gap. If you think about 19 points, that's around at least 13, 14 shots, maybe even more than that. So that's a big gap, and it's really crazy. He was just so athletic. I think he had the highest bench press in NBA history. I think he could bench like 500 pounds, which is that may be wrong. Remember, that's just off the top of my head. Now, I think he benched like 500 pounds, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think of. Real quick, I want to just talk to you guys about something because you guys, some people were bringing this up as well. So I understand that I do make mistakes in these videos, but keep in mind, I don't want these videos to be like, every other YouTuber. I'm not going to say anyone's name, but every other YouTuber that literally reads off a script. I like to have my personality involved, and I love to have, just whatever comes to my head, but I still have knowledge of the game. But of course, there's going to be mistakes sometimes. Everyone makes mistakes. You can't be perfect. The only difference is you guys can nitpick my mistakes because you guys watch my videos. So just thank you guys for your constructive criticism, but I'm going to continue. So Wilt Chamberlain, the dude he was like, from what I've seen, there aren't really that many highlights of him. There are a few highlights of him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar playing against each other, but in terms of just pure highlights, like we can see now, there's no highlights of him, which sucks because players like Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, it's hard to see them play because the highlights are so freaking rare. But at the end of the day, man, I think he was like at least 7 feet, freakishly athletic. He could jump high, just an absolute ridiculous beast. And you know what I mean? So he was so ahead of his time. I really wish he could have played in, I would say the 90s up until around 2005. I would say that's like the real big man era when there were Shaq, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Yao Ming. You know what I mean? Like, I wish Hakeem the Dream, Karl Malone, I wish he could have played against those players. I wish Kareem Abdul-Jabbar could have played in the modern day era as well. That would have been, well, not the modern day, but you understand, the 90s and early 2000s. That would have been extremely epic to see. So next up, I have Larry Bird. Now, with Larry Bird, this is kind of weird because he didn't even want to play basketball at first, and he just fell in love with basketball. And, if you think about talent, dude was like 6'9", 6'10", freakishly athletic. And I'm gonna say this, and remember, I'm not being racist about this because I can't be racist anymore. I'm mixed. I'm white, black, everything, right? But he was a white man that dominated in a black man's sport. And that's the honest truth. Sort of like Eminem dominating in hip-hop. It was sort of like that. And I mean, he absolutely, defensively, his IQ, the ability to move his feet, to shift his feet, to predict where you're going, his shooting ability, he's just so freaking good. He could pass the ball, he could rebound the ball. 6'10", and he averaged 24, 10, and 6 for his career. If you think about that and you compare that to all-time greats, LeBron James didn't even average numbers like that. LeBron averaged 27, 7, and 7. Michael Jordan didn't even average that. Michael Jordan averaged 35 and 5. Kobe didn't even average that. Magic Johnson averaged close to that. You know what I mean? I think Magic averaged 19, 7, and 11, which is absolutely ridiculous when you really think about how good Larry Bird was and how talented he was as a basketball player. I mean, his shooting ability, just everything about Larry Bird was spectacular. One of the best players ever. If you guys don't know, I made a video a few months back, probably back in August or July. I made 2 videos actually talking about Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird, and then I also made one proof Larry Bird is underrated, because if you really look at what he brings to the table and what he accomplished in his short career, I think he only played like 13 seasons because of that back injury. Oh my gosh, man! Imagine if he played more. But again, man, what he was able to accomplish in just such a short career. I mean, oh my gosh, dude. You know, you're like, come on, man. All right, next up we have Tracy McGrady. Now, oh wait, excuse me, I skipped someone. Magic Johnson. Next up, again, this is not in any order. Next up we have Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, yet again, I mean, the ability to be 6'9" and play point guard, run the floor, athletic. He was so athletic. He could run the floor. He was quick. He had one of the best passing ability in NBA history. I mean, the passes that he did back then would still be highlights now, which says a lot, because, to be honest, most plays back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s would not be highlights now. You know what I'm saying? Most, not all, but most, right? A good majority. They would not be highlights in today's game, because we see that kind of stuff all the time. You know, we see Stephen Curry throw behind the back alley-oops. We've seen Allen Iverson cross people up. We've seen Stephen Curry hit half-court shots. We've seen LeBron dunk on 3 people. We've seen Dwyane Wade destroy Anderson Varejao. You know what I mean? We've seen Kobe destroy Dwight Howard, if y'all remember that dunk. You know, we've seen all of this stuff, right? But to have Magic, we've seen Steve Nash, right? But Magic Johnson to still have his highlights be relevant today, that says a lot in terms of talent. But not like 6'9", to be able to run the floor, play the post, play defense, the sky hook. I mean, this dude, man, in terms of talent, top tier, no doubt about it. One of the most talented players to ever play the game. Next up, I have Tracy McGrady. Excuse me for that noise. Next up, I have Tracy McGrady. Now, a lot of you guys may disagree with this, and some of you may agree with this, but in terms of talent, Tracy McGrady was just top tier, up there with all of these greats that I've named thus far. Tracy McGrady, he was 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", freakishly athletic, freakishly strong. I mean, his dunks, his shooting ability, and not to mention that 13 points in 33 seconds against the San Antonio Spurs was absolutely ridiculous. I have never seen anything like that. I can literally watch that every single day and still be wowed by the type of shots he made, especially that and one against Tim Duncan. Now, here's the thing. Tracy McGrady, I know he went down with injuries, but just in terms of pure talent, he's definitely top 10. Athleticism, dribbling ability, IQ, you know, he has the height, the weight to match up with all of these all-time greats. I mean, damn, man. If you want the perfect body to play basketball, it's Tracy McGrady. Well, there's obviously someone else on this list that has the ideal, like the real perfect body, but the closest thing to perfect in terms of body is Tracy McGrady. I mean, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", whatever, how tall he was, to be able to shoot the ball the way he did, to be as athletic as he could, have the dribbling ability that he did, the scoring ability, the IQ that he had, the ability to make clutch shots. I mean, you name it, he did it, right? So next up, we have Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, without a doubt. You know, the crazy thing is Allen Iverson is probably not even one of the best, not even the most talented basketball player to ever play. He's one of the most talented athletes to ever play. Not just basketball, because I hope I said that right. But not just basketball, because Allen Iverson was supposed to play football. He was. You know, and then things happened. He started playing basketball, and then those people that tried to destroy his life, man. You see how evil people can be, man? Like, why would you do that to a young man trying to make better for himself? And the video of him at the bowling alley, he didn't have anything to do with the fight, the brawl, right? They just blamed it on him because he was the most known athlete the most known high school athlete in the nation at that time. So they blamed it on him, and that's what happened, man. So thank goodness he came out of it, and they gave him a chance. I think he went to Georgetown, and look at his career now. now, man. Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever play. Dribbling ability, to be that small but dominate the way he did in terms of scoring and carrying a team, no player can match that. I've never seen someone that small carry a team the way he did. Usually I say you can't be the best player in the world when you're that small because you're limited to what you do. But when I think of Allen Iverson, I think of the best player in the world for a few years in the early 2000s. No doubt about it. 2001 MVP, led the Philadelphia 76ers to the NBA Finals almost single-handedly. I know they had the Defensive Player of the Year, Dikembe Mutombo, and things like that. But on the offensive end, it was pretty much just Allen Iverson carrying the load. You know what I mean? So in terms of talent, this dude is top tier. He's unmatchable. Unmatchable in terms of talent. Ridiculous. Next up, we have Kobe Bean Bryant. We all know Kobe Bryant, 6'6", 215, 220 pounds, doing his thing. They have the shooting ability. First of all, his offensive skill set is top tier. To be able to master something that only two other players I can think of at this moment, there may be more, but only two other players that have mastered this are Carmelo Anthony and Michael Jordan. The turnaround over the shoulder jump shot, whether it's to the left or to the right, for a guard / forward to master that takes extreme strength, extreme practice. I mean, this dude is freakishly talented. He is athletic. He has almost the ideal body and weight and size, athleticism, shooting ability, killer instinct, you name it, he had it. And he had the personality. Now, in terms of personality, we all have to agree that Magic Johnson had the best personality of all time, the most sellable. And LeBron is straight after that. Just in terms of, oh yeah, we're happy all the time, those personalities. Now, in terms of killer instinct, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant take that. And Russell Westbrook is shortly after that because this dude is a beast. But anyway, so that's Kobe Bean Bryant. Next up, we have my man Dwyane Wade. Now, Dwyane Wade, in terms of talent, there's no doubt about it. I made a video saying Dwyane Wade is a top 5 talent of all time, and a lot of you guys agreed with me. I've never seen someone be able to finish at the rim for his size like he did. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, 215, 20 pounds, around there. Freakishly strong, freakishly athletic, could dunk over anyone. You don't believe me? Go ask Anderson Varejao, go ask Kendrick Perkins. You name it, he did it. To be able to carry the Miami Heat in the early 2000s, right after he got drafted, he went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He hit a game winner against Charlotte. And then not only that, but then to move on to the NBA Finals in 2006 and win, averaging 35, I think it was 35, 8, and 4 or something crazy like that. Oh my gosh, man. Dribbling ability, his speed, his quickness, his defensive awareness, his shot blocking ability. In terms of talent, Dwyane Wade is top tier in terms of talent. There's no doubt about it. There's no arguing it. You know, that's just a pure fact. Next up, we have my man Carmelo Anthony. Now, in terms of talent, Carmelo Anthony is probably not the highest up on this list, but he is on this list in my honest opinion. Not because of defense, not because of defensive IQ or defensive talent, but just in terms of pure scoring ability. Carmelo Anthony, let's talk about his early years in the NBA when he was almost as athletic as LeBron and D Wade, because he used to dunk on people's heads. He had crazy handles. Go look what he did to Paul Millsap. Go look at his in and out and then that jam. I mean, Carmelo Anthony, he had the handling ability, he has the shooting ability, the dribbling ability, the size up ability. In terms of offense, if you name 3 players that have mastered only other player that I can say that has truly mastered the art of scoring is Kobe Bean Bryant. I would love to put Michael Jordan and LeBron on that list, but they didn't have the shooting touch that Kobe and Melo did. You know, that's just a pure fact. But at the end of the day, they still mastered the art of scoring, so I guess you could put them on the list. But in terms of knowing how to score in every single way, Kobe Bryant and Carmelo Anthony are the only ones on that list, in my honest opinion. They can shoot, they can dunk, they can drive by you, they can size up, post you up, back to the basket, face up, turn to the right, over the shoulder, turn to the left, over the shoulder, fade away. You name it, they could do it. No matter where they are on the court, they could pull up from 30. They did it. So that's why my man Carmelo Anthony on this list. Next up, we have my man LeBron James. Now, in terms of talent, this guy, man, in terms of talent, he has the perfect body imaginable. Throughout his career, he's been listed as 6'8" to 6'9", 250 pounds, all the way up to 275 pounds. I would say he's around 6'8", 250. We'll stick with that. 6'8", 250, athletic ability that has never been matched. He is up there with some of the greatest athletes to ever play any sport in the history of the world. That says a lot. When you are up there with those athletes, I mean, oh my gosh, man. His ability to drive to the basket, his passing ability, his defensive IQ, his shot blocking ability. Now, when it comes to shot blocking, it's all about timing. That's why D Wade, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, they mastered that. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of that, LeBron James is no doubt one of the most talented athletes to ever play any sport in I almost said in NBA history, in world history. Next up, we have no one else but Michael Jordan. We all can agree that Michael Jordan is obviously one of the most talented players to ever play. I mean, just in terms of defensive IQ, his ability to predict where you're going, his ability to pick the defense apart, go between screens, split screens, curl, do whatever he needs to do, post you up at being 6'6", post you up, dunk over your head. This type of shot, I've never seen someone make, well, D-Wade is up there. But in terms of making ridiculous circus shots, it's either D-Wade or Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan, first of all, D-Wade made some ridiculous ones, right? But Michael Jordan, man, like there's times where I watch highlights and I'm like, what the hell? How is that even possible? Like, how can you float in the air that long? And then when they put it on slow motion and you realize how hard and how much body control and athleticism you need, I mean, oh my gosh, man. So those are my top 10 most talented players in NBA history. If you guys would like a part 2 for numbers 10 through 20, now again, this is not in any order. I don't care about the order. But, so we have LeBron, MJ, Wade, Melo, Kobe, Iverson, T-Mac, Magic, Bird, and Wilt Chamberlain. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree or not? I'm out. Peace.